Bob Weir, the legendary rhythm guitarist and founding member of the Grateful Dead, was a cornerstone of American rock and the San Francisco counterculture for over 6 decades. His life was defined by a relentless commitment to music, a unique approach to the guitar, and a spirit of resilience that lasted until his final days. Life and journey. Born Robert Hall Parber on October 16, 1947, in San Francisco, Weir was adopted and raised in Atherton, California. His musical journey began at age 13, when he took up the guitar. By age 16, a chance meeting with Jerry Garcia led to the formation of the Warlocks, which would eventually become the Grateful Dead in 1965. Weir spent most of his life in the San Francisco Bay Area, which served as the home base for his musical explorations. He was known as the band's kid brother, but he quickly evolved into one of rock's most eccentric and accomplished rhythm guitarists, known for his unique chording style that complemented Garcia's lead playing. Achievements and legacy. Throughout his 60-year career, Weir achieved remarkable milestones. Grateful Dead, as a founding member, he wrote or co-wrote staples such as Sugar Magnolia, playing in the band, and Jack Straw. Post-Dead projects. After Jerry Garcia's death in 1995, Weir kept the music alive through bands like Rat Dog, Further, and Dead and Company. Honors. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994 and received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Social impact. He served as a United Nations Development Program Goodwill Ambassador, focusing on ending poverty and fighting climate change. Dead and Company success. His final major project, Dead and Company featuring John Mayer, played to massive crowds, including a historic residency at the Sphere in LA's Vegas. Surviving tough times. Weir's resilience was most evident during the band's many transitions, particularly after the death of Jerry Garcia. While many expected the music to fade, Weir became its primary steward, ensuring the songbook would endure for what he hoped would be a 300-year legacy. Even in his final year, his strength was tested. In July 2025, Weir was diagnosed with cancer. In an act of profound resilience, he began treatment just weeks before returning to the stage for a 3-night, 60th anniversary celebration at Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. His family described these emotional final performances not as a farewell, but as a gift to his community. Passing. Bob Weir passed away peacefully on January 10, 2026, at the age of 78, surrounded by his loved ones. The main reason behind his death was underlying lung issues, while his family confirmed that he had courageously beaten his cancer diagnosis from the previous year. The resulting respiratory complications ultimately proved fatal. He is survived by his wife, Natasha, and his daughters, Monet and Chloe. Bob Weir's journey from a 16-year-old kid in a pizza parlor band to the steward of an American musical institution is a story of chance meetings, deep collaborations, and an unwavering commitment to the songbook. The formation of the Grateful Dead. The roots of the band were planted in Palo Alto, California, in the early 1960s. Bob Weir's entry into the music world was a stroke of fate. The meeting 1963. On New Year's Eve, a 16-year-old Weir was wandering the back alleys of Palo Alto and happened upon a music store. Inside, he heard a banjo playing and found Jerry Garcia, who was waiting for students who never showed up. They spent the night jamming, a moment that sparked a lifelong partnership. The early groups. They first formed an acoustic group called Mother McCree's Uptown Jack Champions 1964. Seeking a louder, electric sound inspired by the British invasion, they transitioned into the Warlocks in early 1965, becoming the Dead. After discovering another band was using the name the Warlocks, they famously found the name Grateful Dead by opening a dictionary at random. The original lineup consisted of Jerry Garcia lead guitar, Bob Weir rhythm guitar, Ron Pigpen McKernan keyboards harmonica, Phil Lesh bass, Bill Kreutzmann drums. The acid tests. Their sound was forged in the acid tests organized by author Ken Kesey. These were chaotic, LSD-fueled multimedia parties where the band learned to improvise for hours, developing their signature groove mind style, solo discography and side projects. While deeply committed to the Grateful Dead, Weir used his solo career to explore sounds ranging from cowboy, country to polished 80 seconds rock. Essential solo albums, major side projects. Kingfish 1970s, a Bay Area rock band. Weir joined during a Grateful Dead hiatus. They were known for a more straightforward, blues rock energy. Bobby and the Midnights 1980s, a high-energy jazz fusion and rock project featuring legendary drummer Billy Cobham. Rat Dog 1995-2014, his primary touring vehicle after Jerry Garcia's death. Rat Dog allowed Weir to reinterpret the Dead's catalogue with a bluesy, improvisational twist. Dead and Company 2015-202 for 25, his final massive success, where he mentored younger musicians like John Mayer, ensuring the music reached a new generation of Deadheads, a final act of resilience. As mentioned, Bob Weir's final months were a testament to his character. Diagnosed with cancer in July 2025, he did not retreat. Instead, he treated his recovery as a discipline much like his legendary fitness routine, and managed to return to the stage for the 60th anniversary shows. He spent his final weeks exactly where he wanted, in the San Francisco area, surrounded by the community he helped build. Bob Weir's songwriting is a fascinating mix of rock energy, cowboy storytelling, and deep personal history. Two of his most iconic songs, Sugar Magnolia and Cassidy, offer a window into his life and the unique partnership he shared with his lyricists. 1. Sugar Magnolia 1970. If the Grateful Dead had a signature boogie, this is it. Written with Robert Hunter, it's a song that celebrates love, nature, and the sheer joy of living. The inspiration. The song was largely inspired by Weir's longtime girlfriend, Frankie Azura, often called Frankie Weir. She lived with him for many years and was a beloved figure in the band's inner circle. The Willys dispute. A famous bit of band lore involves the line, "She jumps like a Willys in four-wheel drive." Robert Hunter, a poetic purist, hated this line because he thought comparing a woman to a Jeep was clunky. Weir insisted on keeping it, and it eventually became one of the song's most recognizable lyrics. Musical style. Weir once described it as his take on Southern rock, inspired by the rootsy energy of Delaney and Bonnie. It famously transitions into a coda known as Sunshine Daydream, which often ended the band's second sets with an explosion of energy. 2. Cassidy 1972. This song is a masterpiece of necessary dualities, life and death, the past and the future. It was the first major collaboration between Weir and his lifelong friend and lyricist, John Perry Barlow. The Two Cassidys. The song is a tribute to two different people with the same name, Neil Cassidy, the legendary cowboy Neil of the Beat generation and driver of the Further bus. He died in 1968, and the lyrics, "Lost Words from a Lost World," refer to his manic, rapid-fire style of speaking. Cassidy Law, a baby girl born in 1970 to Island Law, the band's office manager. Barlow wrote the lyrics while looking at the newborn baby and thinking about the legend Neil, who had just passed away. The meaning. It captures the passing of the torch, one life ending while another begins. The line, "Let your life proceed by its own design," became a mantra for many fans, encouraging a life of independence and authenticity. 3. The songwriting dynamic. Weir's approach to songwriting changed significantly over the years, from Hunter to Barlow. In the early days, Weir worked with Robert Hunter, who primarily wrote for Jerry Garcia. However, after the Willys argument, Hunter famously told Barlow, "Take him, Weir, he's yours." This led to the Weir-Barlow partnership, which produced classics like Estimated Profit, Hell in a Bucket, and Throwing Stones. The piano guitarist. Weir often said he didn't play guitar like a guitarist. He played it like a jazz pianist like McCoy Tyner. He used his songs to explore complex, thick chords that no one else in rock was using, creating the wall of sound that defined the Dead's rhythm section.